Good morning, everyone. My name is Chuck Boris. I'm the Executive Director of Westminster. Thank you for joining us. We officially break ground on the Carlisle, our third building at Westminster. This groundbreaking is designed primarily to give the Carlisle charter members the latest news about its construction, but we also welcome other guests from Westminster and our development team. At the end of the event, we will accept questions regarding the project. We request that questions regarding individual apartments be handled offline, where we can give you the personal attention you deserve. We are recording this video conference and will send it by email to all charter members afterwards. Even though we are in the midst of challenging times, I am proud to say that the Carlisle is on schedule. We have been transparent about our development plans. I give regular expansion updates on the Westminster website, resident portal, so residents and families stay informed. Before we launch into the Carlisle specifics, I want to take a minute to give you an update on our community as a whole. I'm pleased to report that we have adjusted to the new way of life dictated by the COVID-19 pandemic, and our residents remain happy and healthy. Westminster responded well during this pandemic emergency because we are well trained, prepared, and supported by Life Care Services. However, we are also grateful for the community support, family and friends of our residents who have respected the strict guidelines we've had in place since early March. It is critical, especially today as we navigate challenges that we have created a new normal. Our associates have been on the front lines, adeptly managing health guidelines and serving our residents with the same extraordinary level of care and hospitality they are accustomed to. Our residents still work out in our gyms, enjoy community amenities, including the pool, and dine on delicious meals delivered to their residences. We've recently begun group activities with social distancing, like outdoor yoga, discussion groups, and many other offerings where residents can enjoy the great outdoors and all of our great community spaces where they can laugh and socialize with friends. We began a slow reopening, keeping in mind current health statistics and guidelines. The details are on our portal, on our website, because adjustments are often made quickly. Now to our expansion. We are excited to start a new chapter in our history as our community grows. We will hear from several members of our construction and marketing team who will discuss latest developments, timelines, and amenities. We hope this presentation makes you feel like you're a part of our community as we celebrate this milestone in Westminster's history. Our first speaker is Councilmember Dr. Allison Alter, who has been a steady source of support for Westminster.
Good morning. It's nice to sort of see everyone, and I'm really pleased to join the community during these difficult times for a celebration, to celebrate this exciting milestone with you. So thank you for inviting me to make a few comments today. As you all know, Westminster has been a landmark in West Austin for more than 50 years, serving as a home for distinguished women and men who spent their lives working hard and who deserve a beautiful and extraordinary community to relax and retire. Several of you are on this call. I really appreciate Westminster's efforts to be good stewards in the construction process and was pleased to support these efforts at City Hall in some small way. I really look forward to seeing your new facilities, the new Carlisle, open for business and touring the buildings. I really appreciate the way that Westminster has a practical yet modern approach to retirement living and the fact that you will be adding new jobs to the local economy. As we all know, this Austin neighborhood will see many changes over the next few years. We are proud of Westminster's positive impact on our community and the bright future that Westminster's newest expansion will bring our city. I'm proud to represent Westminster at City Hall, and I really look forward to celebrating with you as the buildings get built and we open them up with an in-person ceremony in a little bit. So thank you so much for including me. I'm excited to learn more about the next steps. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Alter, for joining us today. We know you appreciate the contributions of our residents and staff to the quality of life in the city of Austin and in District 10. Good morning. My name is Bill Brown, and I've served on the Westminster Board of Directors for 8 years, and I'm chair of the Strategic Planning and Carlisle Expansion Committee. I've witnessed Westminster's growth over the past decade, and it's a pleasure to be here today with you as we embark on this long-awaited chapter in Westminster's future. Almost a decade ago, we successfully orchestrated the construction of the Windsor, which was a major cutting-edge expansion of the Westminster campus, which included a new state-of-the-art Arbor skilled care nursing facility. As part of the Windsor project, we negotiated temporary parking solutions, shuttle services, and more, with minimal disruption to the residents and the neighborhood. We will use that experience to build the Carlisle, the next natural step in our growth to meet the high demand for quality senior living in Austin. Westminster's BBB investment bond grade rating, strong balance sheet, and long history as an industry leader in quality senior living enabled us, with the help of our financial partner, Brandon Powell with Ziegler Investment Banking, to secure very favorable financing from Truist Bank for the construction of the Carlisle. As Councilmember Alter said, the Carlisle expansion project will provide new jobs and add outstanding amenities to our community. With the increasing demand for high quality senior living in Austin and the superior nature of the Carlisle project, it's no surprise that independent living units in the Carlisle sold out in less than 2 months, setting an all-time sales record in CCRC senior living developments around the country. Along the way, we have received great support. I specifically want to thank some of our outstanding development team members. Michelle Hausman with Land Use Solutions, Dan Novelli and his team with Life Care Services Development, Greg Hunteman and his team with Pie Architects, Neil White, Rob Bauer and their team with White Construction, along with our financial partners, Brandon Powell, Ziegler Investment Banking, and our construction lender, Truist Bank, as well as all of our consultants who have been instrumental in making this day possible. I also want to thank our dedicated volunteer Westminster Board of Directors and our executive team at Westminster, Executive Director Chuck Borst, Associate Executive Director Sarah Lloyd, Community Administrator Cassie Haley, Director of Sales and Marketing Greg Hattori, and the entire Westminster marketing team, and Life Care Services, our management company for the last 40 years. Dan Novelli with Life Care Services Development is with us today and is going to provide more detail on the scale, unique offerings, construction, and estimated completion dates for the Carlisle expansion project. Dan?
Yes, thank you, Bill. Thank you for the kind words, and I could not have said it any better. This team has been an amazing group of people to work with, and I can speak for LCS Development. We are extremely excited and happy to be a part of this project. As Bill said, I'm the project development manager for the Carlisle expansion, and I come to you from LCS headquarters in Des Moines, Iowa. As you may know, Westminster is one of the crown jewels of the LCS family, which operates and manages more than 130 communities nationwide, including 16 communities in Texas. LCS serves approximately 40,000 residents and communities nationwide. Serving seniors is our priority, and healthcare is essential to the suite of services we provide our residents. Today, that priority, or that portion of our portfolio, is more critical than ever, and we are pleased that the Carlisle expansion takes this service to the highest standard in the senior living sector. Here's a brief outline of the Carlisle expansion's new offerings. We are adding additional apartment homes, and because we are a life care community, we are adding beds across all levels of care. The 5-story Carlisle Tower will add 43 independent living apartments, 36 assisted living, and 38 memory care units, along with expanded dining options and a lounge. The Windsor Infill Tower will add 18 additional independent living apartments, as well as rehabilitation and physical therapy rooms, a gym, a cardio studio, a day spa with massage services, and an improved wellness clinic. We are also expanding the current bistro with healthy dining options. As part of the new development to enhance the quality of life of our residents, Westminster will add a new walking paths, a dog park, and 3 levels of underground parking with 297 spaces, and additional above-ground parking, increasing the campus parking spots by approximately 200 over what we currently have. A design cue that we heard loud and clear from not only Westminster, but also the neighborhood. This expansion will make Westminster one of LCS's largest communities in the nation. We expect the Carlisle to be completed in the winter of 2022. And finally, we are installing construction cameras as well that will allow you to track the progress from the comfort of your own home or mobile device. The marketing department will send you links after this call. Rob, can you please tell us a little more about construction?
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Hello, everyone. My name is Rob Bauer, and my current role is Senior Vice President with White Construction Company. I'll be overseeing this Carlisle expansion project. White Construction's been building in Austin since 1981, and our business is based around being honest, fair, and producing a high-quality product. White Construction had the honor of building the Windsor expansion a decade ago, and it has a very, very special place in my heart as I was the on-site project manager when we built it, and I spent 3 years of my life here in an office trailer out in the parking lot, and my wife actually called it my home away from home. I can say without a doubt that that was one of the best projects I've ever had in my 30-year career. Even though we're breaking ground today, we've had a hard-working, experienced team engaged for several months, and we're going to hit the ground running. Building in and around an operating facility will be one of the biggest challenges we have. Keeping the residents, the staff, the neighbors, and everybody around safe is a #1 priority of ours. We will be building in 2 locations at the same time. The Windsor infill on the left and the Carlisle building over on the right. Towards the end of this year, you'll see the foundation happening at the Windsor infill and a big hole being excavated over at the Carlisle building. By next summer, the Windsor infill structure will be topped out and the Carlisle underground parking structure will be complete and will be back up to ground level. By the end of next year, 2021, we'll be close to getting our final inspections on the infill building and the Carlisle structure will be complete. We'll spend all of 2022 working on the Carlisle building, installing the facade, the beautiful interiors, and working towards handing those keys over to the Westminster community. Thanks again for letting us be a part of this exciting project. Greg?
Thanks, Rob, and good morning. Pi Architects had the opportunity to team with Westminster on several projects over the last 2 decades. The last expansion incorporates many advanced design elements with an emphasis on improving resident wellness throughout enriched social experiences, opportunities to connect to nature and the outdoors, expanded exercise areas, and a variety of tasty and healthy dining venues. The interior design will blend an eclectic palette of finishes and furniture reflecting the high style of its residents while also providing everyday comfort that we are accustomed to in Austin. The new buildings will also incorporate upgraded building system with improved efficiencies and performance. The plan allows for more options for different types of care levels, as well as a wider mix of unit types and sizes, as Dan mentioned earlier. The Carlisle Memory Care Terrace will overlook the garden below, and a sky bridge will connect this new building to the rest of the campus, which is a huge plus for the residents wanting to go back and forth to see loved ones and friends. And of course, the additional parking benefits the residents and guests and neighbors, just a bunch. Modern senior living is about wellness, living longer and stronger. We have incorporated many elements into Westminster, including a new wellness center and courtyard, expanded clinic, physical therapy, exercise and group fitness spaces, all linked to the existing pool for a total wellness experience. For more dining, we are adding a Healthy Options Cafe and a Carlisle lobby bar, which also creates an amazing social center for the community. Overall, the expansion gives Westminster great visibility and presence in the Austin landscape, becoming a landmark along Mopac on the backside and connecting it to the New Grove development on the front side. Upper floors offer views towards downtown and expansive vistas towards the hill country. We are thrilled to be part of the amazing team working on this project. The expanded focus on wellness and additional dining options will continue to set Westminster apart as the best community in Austin. And I'll hand it off to you, Greg.
Well, good morning, Greg, and thank you. Well, good morning, charter members. This is Greg Attori, the marketing director here at Westminster. And I'm just going to give you a few updates real quick. We are at 100% reserved apartments. What that means is all 61 of our apartments have been reserved. So today, I want to thank you for making today happen. So thank you on behalf of the marketing team, Westminster and LCS communities. During our course of 2020 and beyond, we will keep you updated with footage of our construction, as well as updating you with different constructions as we go along in 2020 and beyond. We are looking forward to visiting with you again with expansion events, charter member events, one-on-one events as well. I want to let you know that we are here for you virtually. And what that means is that we will have various webinars that we'll be providing to you. The first webinar was selling your home during the pandemic. If you don't have a copy of it, we'll be able to send it to you. July 23rd, we'll have a new webinar called Getting Prepared to Move into Your Lovely Westminster Home. So we'll send out invites within the next week or two. With that being said, what I'd like to do is introduce you to our newest member of our marketing team in Life Care in Westminster, Tessa Gonzalez. Tessa's job is she will guide you through the selections, personalization, and move-in process within the next, maybe 2 to 3 months. So she will be contacting each and one of you soon. With that, I want to thank you again. This is an extraordinary place to work and also an extraordinary place to live. With that, I'd like to turn it back to Chuck Borst. Chuck?
Thank you, Greg. Thank you for participating in today's call. We have reserved about 20 minutes for questions. If you have questions about your individual contract or residence, we ask that you get in touch with marketing after this event. To ask a question about the expansion project, we ask that you click on the chat function at the bottom or top of your screen and type in your name and your question. This way, everyone has a chance to talk who wants to, and we don't have to talk over one another.
We're going to pause while people have a chance to provide their questions in the chat function. All right, the first question comes in. Will parking spaces be assigned?
That's an easy one. Yes, they will be. Good question. Each apartment will have a dedicated parking space to it, and then those residents or new residents that have secondary vehicles will have a space provided as well.
Can you please review the projected timeline for construction completion?
We expect the Carlisle to be completed in winter of 2022. The Windsor will be completed in the winter of 2021, the Windsor expansion tower. And if I say anything wrong, correct me, Rob.
No, that's right. That's right.
So basically, residents will have access to the Windsor connection before residents actually move into the Carlisle.
That's correct. And those residents will take priority over selection appointments. We'll set up appointments with the residents in the Windsor addition before we do the Carlisle, of course.
Will there be charging stations for electric cars? That's a good one.
Yes, there will be. We have them currently, and we will have them in the Carlisle parking garage as well. And then we have a public accessible charging station.
Terrific. All right, let's see if more questions come through. Can you be more, well, there's several questions about timeline. I think people want you all to be a little bit more explicit, which is really difficult with construction, but can you be a little bit more explicit than winter 2022, like September, November, before the holidays?
Rob, December, isn't it December of 2021?
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah. So the Windsor the Windsor infill is, I believe, January of 2022-ish. And then the Carlisle we're shooting for substantial completion in December of 2022. And then for the licensed areas, we would have to go through the HHSC inspections, and so that might take a little bit longer on the licensed areas, but the IL would be ready in December, barring no major changes in our world these days.
It's going to go really well. They'll probably, that's a conservative schedule too. You may even outdo that schedule.
That's your optimistic side, Chuck.
Any more questions? Feel free to put them in the chat. We have some time. And if any of our teachers want to expound on anything they said earlier, feel free. Will we have wireless connection problems? Let me rephrase that. Will the new building have the state-of-the-art wireless connection systems? Any other technical improvements we can look forward to in the new buildings?
Actually, there's quite a few technical improvements that the Carlisle will bring, including better Wi-Fi connections and hubs in each apartment. And we'll be rolling those improvements into the rest of the campus over the next 1 to 2 years. So you should see great improvement in Wi-Fi and connectivity functions over the next couple of years.
We have another question about interior finishings. This may be a great question for Greg Hattori. When do we make decisions with regard to interior finishings?
I'll answer that,
Okay.
Greg. So over the next 3 months, we'll set up appointments where you'll actually select your finishings for your apartments. Tessa will start scheduling appointments probably in September. And like I said, the Windsor addition will take priority because that's going to be finished first. And then over the next several months, she'll make appointments with those people that will be moving into the Carlisle. So this will happen between now and the end of this year.
Okay, thank you. We talked a little bit about wellness, and I'm getting a couple of questions about the in-house medical resources and the fact that there is a strong emphasis on healthcare, and maybe you could expand on that, Chuck.
So one of the primary goals for this expansion is an improved wellness area. So this expansion, and this is actually in the Windsor addition, creates a huge wellness node for us, which has a new wellness clinic. It's almost double the size that we currently have, and that houses our nurse practitioners. And then it also doubles or triples the size of our rehabilitation gym, our fitness areas, and then the connections to the pool and everything. So it really gets kicked up a lot in this first phase of expansion. It'll be much improved. But it is, even with our current campus, we're rated 5 stars and have a 96% success rate with rehab. So there's a lot of positive things going on for us with resident wellness and health.
Okay, thank you. We received another question about just making sure that Wi-Fi will be secure. You'll offer secure Wi-Fi in each apartment.
We will.
Okay. Would you explain the type of construction of the building and the ability to move walls? In other words, can you make minor adjustments to apartment construction layouts?
Very limited, not very much at all. It's a post-tension cable building, so the design is pretty much the design. There are, I think, a few limited apartments that have maybe some movable walls, but for the majority, you cannot move walls.
Okay.
But they're beautiful apartments and you won't have to.
Open concepts?
Oh, they are very open concept, yes, design.
Will residents have their own contracts for cable, internet, and cell phones, or will they go through Westminster?
Cell phones, yes. Internet, you may. We have a extended basic package for cable, but we do have residents that bring in their own cable at times, not cable, but TV service. AT&T, we have a few residents using AT&T, but for the most part, everybody uses our in-house cable.
Okay. Will HVAC systems assure airflow in a manner that reduces transmissions of viruses between among units? In other words, there'll be
So each apartment unit is designed with its own dedicated fan coil unit and air conditioning system. So it is localized to your apartment. There is not a sharing of air in the corridors with the apartments, vice versa. So it's very isolated. That's one of the things, one of the real efficiencies of both of these additions is the air conditioning systems. Good question.
I know, aren't they good?
Yeah.
Very advanced. Once our apartment is deemed ready, how soon must we finalize payment to take possession?
Ideally within 60 days.
60 days
of the finish of the apartment. We're hoping to get everyone moved in within 90 days of the completion. So, and I think from what I saw in the survey, about 75% of charter members want to move in within the first 60 days of completion. So we'll be ready for you.
How does that relate to the finalization of their payment before they move
Same
in?
thing is true on the contract.
Okay. All right. Anything else? We've gone through a great list of questions. Tell us more about your outdoor spaces. When you do the Windsor infill, do you lose space in the Windsor courtyard?
We will lose a little bit of space, but it is primarily what we call the memory garden, which is an outside area dedicated to the memory support floor currently, but that is made up for with the Carlisle. So we'll pick up that space there. We also will lose the putting green that nobody uses. I occasionally go out there to have a meeting once every year or so, but pretty much nobody uses it. So we'll lose that space, but we gain a lot more functions in the Windsor courtyard than we have today. There'll be outside cooking area, a water feature that's really nice, some exercise equipment, therapy equipment, various other activities, a fireplace that we don't currently have. So some really great amenities within the courtyard that I think will improve its function and really bring a better quality of life in that courtyard.
That completes our Q&A. We did receive a comment from a resident who said thank you to everyone for an excellent and informative presentation.
Well, that is great. Okay, we'll close the Q&A. We wish we could have hosted a traditional groundbreaking with shovels and hard hats, but we hope that you enjoyed this virtual deep dive into the Carlisle development. Thank you for being with us to kick off a new chapter in our 54 years since the community opened its doors in 1967. We live in interesting times, but we know that Westminster will provide a beautiful, progressive, and safe future for you. We appreciate our speakers and project partners. Thanks also for sharing your knowledge with us. Marketing will be in touch with you soon, but in the meantime, please contact marketing with additional questions. Our team is always available to you, and you can follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn. Take care and goodbye. Thank you.